Welcome back from spring break, grade 3, 4, 5s. I'm here today to read a story to you, your first story after spring break. I hope you all had a fabulous break, and I know it was a different break from most spring breaks, but I'm glad to be back. I'm excited to start this online learning with all of you, and hope that I get to see most of you on Seesaw in the next few weeks, and hopefully this week. As the grade 3, 4, 5 teachers have decided to read a storybook every Monday and Thursday to all of the grade 3, 4, 5 classes. So I am excited to be the first person to read this story to you that I have chosen for today. And the story that I have chosen is called Ping. Now, some of you may have heard this story before. I know that Room 5 has heard it, and we read it in class earlier on this year. When we got to do our book shopping, I was able to pick out this book. It was one they introduced to us at the bookstore. So I'm here reading from the cabin on the weekend next to the fireplace. This is one of my favorite places to be, and it is so calming and so relaxing to be here. So I thought this would be a great place to read this story to you guys. So at the top, I'm not sure if you guys can see what it says, but we have ping freely, ping bravely, and ping wisely. I want you really to think about, when I'm reading this story, what does the word ping mean? And this story was written by Ani Castillo. It's a fabulous book, and having read it a couple more times since I've received the book, I've really started to think more about how I ping and my interactions with other people. So let's go ahead and start reading the story, and we'll see what you guys can come up with. Now, there is going to be an activity for you to do afterwards, a response of some kind. So listen very carefully to the examples of what a ping might be. So let's get started. My friend, in this life, we can only ping. The pong belongs to the other. Now I wonder, and maybe you're wondering as you're reading, and you're all very good at asking questions and making predictions, what does that mean? Who is the other, right? And what is a ping and what is a pong? If you look at the picture, what do you notice? What do you see? So we ping and the pong belongs to the other. You ping and they pong. You ping, they pong. You might ping a big smile, and there are many possibilities. The pong might be smiling back, getting scared, getting angry, or not even noticing. So have you ever smiled at somebody and hoped for a reaction, but maybe they smiled back, which is a reaction that you may have expected. Maybe somebody got upset or gave you a different kind of look that you weren't expecting, or maybe they didn't even notice at all. Think about how all these different reactions can make you feel, right? Even though you gave a positive ping, you aren't always necessarily going to get a positive pong, but that is what we hope for. Although it's good to imagine the best possible pong, it helps to remember that it is not up to you. You can't control how people respond to you or how they react. You can only control how you interact with other people. You can ping with your voice, right? You can sing, you can communicate with music. You can ping with your fingers on the computer or your iPad or your phone if some of you have those already. You can communicate or ping with your brush. You can if you're artistic, that's one way of communicating. You can ping through a poem, through writing. You can ping a small gesture, right? Just a hug or a kiss on the cheek to somebody that's near and dear to you, or a big one. I'm on my way. It's a big gesture, getting on a plane and flying to go and see somebody. You can ping by expressing feelings that just need to burst out. I love you with a passion. You can ping to one, to a few, to everyone, or to life. Right now, I'm pinging, I would say, not to everyone, but to a lot of you. There's a lot of you in grade 3, 4, 5. So I'm not just pinging to one right now. I'm hoping that I'm pinging to many of you. You can ping by bringing your mind, heart, and dreams into the real world. To love is to ping. To show love is to communicate, and how you show your love, that's giving some sort of interaction to people, right? Whether it's just by being kind or giving somebody a hug, just to be caring. To live is to ping. The way you live your life, how you communicate with other people, how you go about your day every single day, that is ping. That is sending out messages. Now that you know, what does this mean, now that you know? Now that you know how to ping, ping is more about communicating and how you talk to other people, be it verbally with words or non-verbally or with gestures. Now that you know, you can ping freely. You can ping generously, curiously, ping passionately, tirelessly, bravely, and wisely. Ping even if you're scared. Sometimes we're afraid to speak up. Sometimes we're afraid to talk to somebody. But it's okay to ping or communicate or talk about how you're feeling even if you're afraid. Ping adventurously, hopefully, joyfully. Ping persistently, kindly, of course. Ping with all the love you've got, mindfully. Ping far and wide. You can communicate to people all over the world now with our technology that we have. Ping with all the love you've got. And now it may seem like we're so far away too, from our family members, from our friends. There's so many ways on social media, on Facebook, so many different ways. FaceTime that you communicate, right? Instagram, emails. Maybe some of you can send out an email. There's lots of different ways that we're communicating. Think about those ways that you communicate and the pings that you're sending out. And if you want a lot of pongs, if you expect to get a lot of responses, you must remember to ping a lot. The more you communicate, the more responses you'll get. The more messages you send out, the more responses you'll get. And then, after you're done, breathe deeply and with an open heart. You might be ready to receive the pong. So in understanding that pongs can come in different forms, it may not always be exactly what you expected. Remember at the beginning when somebody smiled, the ping was a smile, and sometimes you get a smile back, but you don't always get a reaction. Remember, you need to be ready for however you send out messages, that the pong you get back, the message you get back, can come in different ways. So be ready to receive the pong. It's time to listen. The pong is giving you something. Is it something to learn? Something to think about? Something to be thankful for? Is it something to challenge you? Something to keep? Or something to let go? You might feel like taking a pause. It could be short or as long as you need. We may not all feel like communicating right now or sending out pings, but it's okay to take a break. It's okay to say we need just to take a pause. Now, my dear friend, what will your next ping be? I want you really to think about that. What is your next ping going to be? We are at home for as long as we know. For sure, we are learning from home indefinitely, and this is going to be a change for us. How are we going to communicate? What kind of messages or pings are we going to send out to our family members, to our friends, to anyone that you're communicating with, even if it's your pets, even if it is in nature? What messages are you sending out? I want us to quickly think about how that's going to happen, and in our example below, I'm going to leave a demonstration of how you guys can respond to this story. I want to know how you are going to ping in 3 different ways. I will leave that example for you below. Please stay tuned for your next activity to go along with this story. I was so excited to read to you. Have a great day.